This video is going to be using the toaster prices again to discuss the mode, the median, and the mean of a set of numbers. So, the mode, this is how we say it in class, the mode is a number that appears the most often in a set of numbers. So if we're looking over here in our set of numbers, 40, 45, 45, 40, 38, 50, 40, 25, 47. As we're looking at those numbers, we can see that there's 1, 2, 3 40s, there's 2 45s, and then only one of all the rest. So because 40 appears more often than all the other numbers, that's the mode. So the mode for this set of numbers is 40. The number that appears the most often is the mode. Now, let's say that we also had another 45 here, which would give us 3 45s and 3 40s. There is no mode in that example because there's no number that appears the most often. Oftentimes, students, when that happens, will put a 0 as their answer. And we can't do that because we put 0 for the answer. That's saying that there is more zeros than any other number, and obviously in our set of toaster prices that is not the case. So if there is no mode, instead of writing 0, we should write no mode that would be an appropriate answer for that. Moving on, the median. In class, we talk about when you hear the word median, what do you think of? Oftentimes, a medium comes up, kind of right in the middle, and some kids will say middle. The median is the middle number in a set of numbers. So we're going to go back to 9 numbers in this set. To find the median, the first thing you need to do is write the numbers in order from smallest to biggest, from the minimum to the maximum. So 25, 38, 40, 40, 40, 3 40s, 45, 45, I'm running out of space here, so we're going to move them a little bit. And our last two numbers are 47 and 50. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers in the set. Once you have the numbers written from the minimum, the smallest, to the maximum, the biggest, you can start by crossing off a number on each side. So 25 and 50, 38 and 47, 40 and 45, 40 and 45, which leaves us with one number in the middle, 40. So for this set of numbers, the middle number, the median number, is 40. That, whenever you have a set of an odd number, in the odd number of numbers in the set, you'll end up with one number in the middle. But when you have an even number, you will end up with 2 numbers in the middle. So this is what that would look like if we were going with a set of even a set of numbers that have an even number of numbers. And we're not going to use all of them this time. We'll go with 25, 38, 40, 45, 47, and 50. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. Again, even set of numbers. The process is the same. You start by taking a number off of each side. Now we have two numbers in the middle. We can't cross both of those off, otherwise we'll have nothing left. So what we do now, when we get our two numbers in the center, we can use a calculator, we can use our pad, we can use paper, pencil, but what we're going to do is we're going to take the two numbers and add them together. So 40 plus 45. Once you've added those two together, you're going to divide by 2. And so the halfway between 40 and 45 is 42 and 5/10. So our median for that set of numbers is going to be 42 and a half. 42 and a half. Depending on the expectations, sometimes you're going to get a lot of digits after the decimal point, in which case you'll round. Sometimes you might round to the tenths, to the hundredths, kind of depends on what the assignment is. And then I'm going to give you a couple more examples, things to think about as you're working through the median. And I'm just going to use some easy numbers here. 1, 2, 4, and 5. So if we cross numbers off, we ended up with our numbers in the middle, our two numbers in the middle. When you have two numbers that are 2 away from each other, the median is always going to be the number that's right between those two. So in this case, 2 is 2 away from 4, so the median would be 3. And it's the same thing as what we did previously to find the difference between, you can still add them up, 2 and 4 is 6, divide by 2, and you get 3. If you would get to a situation where the numbers are 1 away from each other, so if we did 1, 2, 3, 4, cross off from each side, got it down to our two numbers. When you have numbers that are 1 away from each other, it's always going to be this whole number, when we're dealing with whole numbers, and a half. Doesn't matter what set of numbers you would get to, it's always going to be that. And it's just like before, you can add them up. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 divided by 2 is 2 and a half. Basically, you're finding the mean or the average of that, which is what we're going to be talking about next. So the last strategy that we're going to be talking about when we're dealing with a set of numbers is the mean. And oftentimes in everyday language, we refer to it as the average. The mean is just the same thing as the average. With median, we had to put the numbers in order from the smallest to biggest, minimum to maximum. With average, you don't need to worry about that. Again, You can use a calculator. It's not necessary. You can use paper pencil. But for this, we will use the calculator. And to find the mean or the average, the first thing you do is you add up all the numbers from the set of numbers. So 40 plus 45 plus 45 plus 40 plus 38 plus 50 plus 40 plus 25 plus 47, and we're going to hit equals 370. Then once we have the sum of all the numbers from the set, we're going to divide by how many numbers there are. So in this case, we have 9 numbers, so we're going to divide by 9, and that equals 41.1 repeating. In this case, we're going to round, and we're going to round to the nearest tenth. So our answer, the average, the mean, is going to be 41 1/10 for the average price of the toasters. So the mean is a way of describing the whole set of numbers. It's kind of like a summary. What is the typical price of a toaster? In this set, it was 41.1.